What's up, y'all? So I want to show y'all something real quick. Real fucking quick. Look at this bullshit. So this could have been me. This bullshit right here. I'm literally under a fucking tree. Look at this shit. I'm in this shit. This shit fell across the street, and if my fucking car would have been parked, I would have been fucked up. These fucking dead ass North Carolina trees, man. Like these old hoes just waiting to die. Fuck. Anyway. Yeah, we are back real quick. Shit. Living in the fucking South. Actually, North Carolina ain't that bad. But anyway, like I said before, we're on I mean, I get it. I'm an empathetic person. And I can really understand like where people are, and that's fine. But just understand that this is not a conversation where it's gonna be, well, we just gotta have a dialogue back and forth. And it, no. There is certain things from what the reality is that, quite frankly, until this gets fixed, nothing else moves. And if you don't believe me, if you look at black community, can you honestly tell me the black community has improved in the last 10 years, the last 15, the last 20, the last 30? Can you honestly tell me that the black community has gotten better? No, the trend line is not good. Black people lost a hell of a lot of wealth in the 2010s, mainly because they never recovered from the economic crisis. But nobody talked about that. Nobody talked about all the homes black people lost. I'm talking about black women too. Nobody talked about how many homes motherfuckers got fucked up in, how much debt they got put in because of them fucking balloon shit that stopped them from getting wealth. Nobody talked about the amplification of gentrification during those times. Then that was the liberals spearheading that shit, by the way. President Obama, just real talk. Nobody talks about that. The emptying out of blacks in cities. Nobody talks about that. But motherfuckers want to talk about, black wealth. Motherfuckers want to talk about, who a bitch fucking. You know what's funny? These same chicks, and I'm jumping around right now. These same chicks, you don't never hear people about them. Nobody says that what might happen, like Serena Williams, if Serena Williams gets a divorce with her husband, do you think he signed a prenup where he just walking the fuck away with what he brought to the marriage? No. She is like she is 20 times, she is worth damn near, almost 10, more than 10 times more than her. Ain't nobody saying shit. Same is true for Venus. Ain't nobody saying all of that. Like these, Lonnie fucking Love. Ain't nobody talking about Aisha Tyler got by a white dude. Now she with that chick Felicity from Arrow on some gay shit. You don't hear these people talk about that, but they want to talk about Kobe. And I'm like, man, fuck you bitches. Because y'all ain't got nothing to say about Maya Angelou. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about nobody. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about no Tracy Ellis Ross. Because see, when it's a black woman with a white man, they all black. That's the game we want to play. And my thing is, I'm going to tell you because I'm going to check a lot of these chicks that write these articles, these Shea Moisture or pseudo Shea Moisture bitches that are writing articles, and they want to talk about, oh, well, it's journalism. You should talk about it. I don't see y'all talk about that shit when it's a white dude. I don't see y'all talk about that shit. Hell, y'all don't even talk about Harvey Weinstein like that. I don't see y'all talk about the Jeffrey Epstein shit. I don't see y'all talking about the fact Kevin Spacey's the Jeffrey Epstein did it, died, fucking they lost the tape. Kevin Spacey's dude who was accusing him died right before he's about to go to court. I don't see you chicks talking about that. That's trending news. I don't see y'all talking about that. And don't tell me because that's not your lane, you're talking about black shit. Fuck you. Because I don't see y'all talking about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj said that she regrets having a Twitter beef with Meek because I bet you she didn't think Meek would nuke her ass like that. I bet you she didn't think Meek would actually bring up her brother. Shout out to Meek. It takes Philly niggas a long time to learn, but damn it, when they learn, they learn. Shout out to Meek. That's a point for they ass. That's a point for they ass. Meek nuked her ass. She said, this bitch is trying to say I hit her. Alright. And he told the truth. And even sprinkled, that's why he left her ass. Which is damning as fuck. Because I told you all, like he said, that you can't have a brother that do that and you don't know. I've been in foster care. Ask me how I know that shit. You can't, and not my brothers, but you can't have somebody to do that shit. And then on top of that, when she's with who she's with, oh hell no, that tells the story. But you don't hear none of these chicks, these fucking barb motherfuckers, moist ass dudes, hood rat ass chicks, swirler ass chicks. You don't hear her bringing that up. You don't even really see a lot of swirler queens that talk about trending news bring that up. They're quiet. And the silence of the lambs, the silence is where the bullshit is. It's what you quiet on that you tell, it's what you're quiet on that tells me who the fuck you are. And by the way, Nicki Minaj, they're non-ADOS. Caribbeans gotta hold that fucking L. That's on her. She gotta hold that L. Cardi B, as far as I'm concerned, ain't really ADOS, ain't really FBA like that. She claims Dominicano. But these are the people that are representing us, and these are the people that, quite frankly, a lot of young sisters elect to represent us, which says a lot. These are the people that they live vicariously through, but it's not even about that. You know, it's just, man, at the end of the day, it's not a dialogue, because the problem is this. You know, they checked that when they got on the breaking, I forget the name they fucking channel is, Concrete and Danielle's joint. You know, the silence when Mela said what she said to fucking Roger, and then how they were quiet about it, even though she said it 3 times, because Roger made a point. Didn't make it personal. He just said what it was. And rather than, you can have your reaction, but it's how you react that matters. And whatever. Then you got, I'm gonna go back to that. You had Mela say what she said. Then you turn around and you have these women that want to play this victim card. And what I'm trying to say, even whether it's Gab or whoever, because I've had some of these conversations. Gab, I want you to understand, you're not the only one I've had this conversation with. I'm not going to bring up other people. I've had private conversations with other people. People I still respect. Same shit. Because it's shit that they just don't want to let go. They always, like, it's like a rubber band, and they fucking, when you stretch the rubber band, it backtracks to the same, like, talking points. Oh, well, you niggas are just mad. You just this. I'm like, nigga, by the time your kids get grown, we're going to be so fucking far past that, and y'all will be the same folks asking what happened. Y'all will be the same folks saying, wow, I wish we would have took it more seriously 15 years ago. Because by then, it's going to be over. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to want to hear it. Nobody's going to want to hear it. Because they already going to be on some crazy shit. Fuck SYSBM. I'm not talking about that. Niggas are already fucking who they want. It's already wide open. You gotta remember, all this homo shit is so far out here. You really think somebody gonna give a fuck about some interracial shit? You really believe that it's wide the fuck open as shit is right now? You really think somebody gonna give a fuck about some interracial shit? Like, seriously. All these commercials, all these TV shows, this shit is so wide the fuck open. It's like, if you can't really see what's going on, it's like, goddamn. So, like, are you serious? And people always have this, well, they all ain't that bad. Dude, I deal with a lot of, like, sisters that ain't that bad. I deal with them. But that's not, like, you gotta understand, there's a difference between how you deal with people individually and how you deal with them as a group. And motherfuckers, man, please. Anyway, let me see what's going on. And it's not about, oh, I just want to call somebody a name. That's not what it's about. What it's about is, the truth is, like I said on the last video, it's that black women don't even recognize black men as human beings. That's how bad it is. Unless that dude elicits a sexual attraction, they don't care if these niggas die. They really don't. Oh, well, what about Black Lives Matter? That shit was for them getting attention for them. Black women don't do anything that doesn't benefit them. It just so happens that the black body was the thing that brought people to the yard. But they don't give a shit about that dude dying. Hell, even though family members got a check cut. Let's be honest about that. It's no different, and I'm going to say it like this, just like this. It's no different than when you see white folks show up when there's a black disaster. They're not interested in helping these niggas. They want you to cut a check so they can steal the money and do it for whatever they fucking want to do it. If there was no money in it, 95% of the white people wouldn't be there. They just say, let them die. That's real talk. And when you say it like that, obviously the surface level people, they don't hear this shit. You hear it for the first time. You lose your fucking mind. You lose your fucking mind because it's like, I can't believe this is being said. So you get in literally like a biological shock because, and so your emotions take over and you're like, oh, this shit can't be true. But it's like when people started to say for the first time, the world is not the center of the universe. You realize people got killed for that shit. You realize when people said the world was round and not flat, people got tortured and murdered and killed for that shit. You do realize that. It's a human reaction that when you say something that's so contrary to what they have always believed. I mean, think about it. Even if you're a Christian, go tell somebody that God isn't real. This is a Christian. They're going to have a biological reaction to you. Not just an emotional one. They're going to have a psychological repulsion to what you're saying, especially if you push the issue. Because they've been so baked in a belief. So when you understand that black women have been baked into a belief that they're the victims and not victimizers, the reality of the situation is black men deal with 10 times more in this country, in this world, than what black women do. 10 times more. 10 fucking times more. It's that big of a gap. But see, you would never know that having a conversation with the average black man or average black woman in America. You would never know that. In fact, the way motherfuckers make it seem like today is black men have some kind of advantage over black women in America. If you ask the average black woman, do you believe that black men have any kind of privileges over black women? I bet you 60% more women than not would say yes. Now, if you ask them what those privileges are, they'll say some goofy shit like, oh, he can fuck bitches and not be seen as a hoe. That's the only thing they can always come up with. But the reality is black women are way more accepted in this society than black men are. Black women are not under mortal. I don't fuck what you want to talk about with that disappearance shit, with that kidnapping shit. black women are black men deal 10 times more, and you see it in the population numbers. How the population, how black men's populations drop as they get older. You see that in that. Oh, well, that's black on black crime. A lot of that black on black crime is activated by black female fuckery, though. That's what doesn't get said. So again, my overall, the guys that black men and black women deal with this same bullshit in America. Fuck, believe that the black community is a guy. Understand? I believe you don't understand. That's what it is. You don't believe that black men go through 10 times more than black women, or at least you're willing to admit 5 times more. I don't fucking have a conversation with you unless it entertains me, quite frankly, because we'll fucking talk. There's nothing to talk about. It's like an atheist talking to a Christian. I don't know what the fuck there is to talk about. You over there, I'm over here. That's it. What else? Well, you know, we need to have a dialogue. For what? It's always gonna come back to the same shit. To find common ground. For what? What is there to find? I mean, I've already been on this roller coaster. You haven't. I know how it is. You don't. It's what it is. And real talk, you know, unless I'm dealing with you in another like vector, like business, something like that, it doesn't have a conversation about. Now, but when it comes to panels, I mean, I have no problem putting my input in just to see, like, okay, let's see where somebody's mind's at. I'm talking about anybody with this shit. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers, you gotta realize, you gotta start, like, and this is something I have to understand. This is me now. You have to accept people are who they are outside of events. I don't believe people just change. They adjust, but they really never really fundamentally change. They are who they fundamentally are at their core. Unless there's some kind of life-changing event, they are who they are, right? So this idea that folks, black people love to believe in change because they love to believe that you can reinvent yourself. Because black people are always trying to reset the con in another form. And at the end of the day, you are baked. You can't take a cake and rebake it. At the end of the day, you are who you are. And the work is in being able to quickly determine who somebody is. I don't believe, like, there's very rare exceptions that people can really truly change. And so when you're dealing with a macro topic, you cannot believe the law of averages will change. Because human history has demonstrated they don't. Not unless you give them an event, put them in a do or die situation. It's just not human nature. People will do what they can get away with. So when you understand you're in an environment that pretty much creates a certain type of outcome, you know, on a lot of averages, people are just going to be who they're going to be. And that's okay. That's okay. But at the same time, when people are out here looking for somebody to save them, or they're out here looking for somebody to bail them out, I have no problem helping people out. But I don't believe in bailing people out because you reinforce what they believe. You reinforce that they can do what they do. Call me a Darwinist in that sense. But yeah, they are. And the reality, and I'm gonna keep it real with you, for the most part, when it comes to your fundamental beliefs, you kind of are who you are once you reach in your teens. Yeah, you may grow. I'm not saying like kids is a life-changing event. So again, but for the most part, people are gonna do what they can get away with, and they're always trying to reset and sell you. Do you notice how they never move? They don't move in their bullshit because they're always trying to sell you the same shit, but in a different and more refined way. And I just have little patience because I'm like, okay, you keep trying to sell me the same fucking vacuum cleaner in a different way, and you think I'm fucking stupid. So then I get mad because I'm like, motherfucker, I told you I don't want that shit. Why do you keep selling it thinking you're gonna? I told you, here are my objections. Fix the objections, or we ain't nothing to talk about. Well, what about this? What about that? I know you don't like the price, but what if we stretch the price out? You know, to where you paying it over a long period of time. If I said that's what I wanted, that's what I said, that's what I wanted. But that's not what I said. I said it's overvalued. It's overpriced. So just because you make me pay for it over a long period of time, no, it's the same problem. And people are so used to that. And people know what I'm saying, because when you take the objections over to the side, they don't want to hear that. They just have this, oh, whatever, fuck that. And I'm like, okay, fuck that. There's nothing to be said. It's nothing wrong. And this is why when people want to talk about like run, oh, well, you run. Ain't nobody running away from the community, because half these motherfuckers are still here if they fucking other women. This idea that people, oh, you're running, like they run. Walking away from the table and running are two different things. But see, this is the programming, and you hear it. Look, real talk. I remember on BGS and shit, I used to say, I feel like, and then BGS would say, well, I had to think about, I'm digging in my nose, fuck it. BGS said he had to think about feel versus think. And I said, damn, black men, we're always talking, do you feel me? Do you feel? Not understanding that activates the subjective side of the brain. That's why I go out of my way to say, I think, because I'm analytical in nature. But it's still that programming. So, but I think this, I think that, because I do think it. I don't talk about this shit off my emotions. Yeah, I may be passionate, I may put the ass on shit, but that's not because, oh my God, I'm in my emotions. That's because, I've already reinforced this shit, so I got conviction on what I'm talking about. And if people have new data, then I love the new data presented. I love debating with King Sigma, because he brings new fucking data. Most people don't bring new fucking data. But even still, with a lot of his new data, it still doesn't overwhelm the shit I'm saying. Like, his data does not overwhelm what I'm saying about this hyper-individualism shit. Because I don't think we're truly on the same page as to what that is. Because the hyper-individual does not have the capability of really discerning when it's good to be that way and not be that way. And I don't think that point has been driven home for him yet. But, maybe he's getting there. I don't consider King Sigma a hyper-individualist. I consider him an individualist. I consider Preem a hyper-individualist. To know the difference in those two is to know the difference in what I'm saying. Anyway, one moment. Yeah, man. So, this is just me rambling, me running my mouth, me talking this shit.
Got a motorcycle under this edge.
Yeah, man. It's called a catalytic converter. It'll be fixed soon, though.
Yeah.
Tax season, right? Big guy, like, no, I need this money. Anyway, peace out, man.
Yes, sir.
You heard that shade? Y'all gotta see that Saw trailer, man. Samuel L. Jackson. Put a one if y'all saw that Saw trailer with Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson. I actually should go see that Bird of Prey to see how bad it is, but no, fuck that shit. By the way, did y'all know that the mixed chick or the black chick or the light-skinned chick that's playing Black Canary is Jesse Lioness Smollett's sister? Small fucking world. I said Saw. Saw was good. I like Saw. Remember, Saw had Chiwetel Ejiofor in it. People forgot that. I like Saw. But no, man. I mean, I'm just running my mouth. Anyway, I know. Shout out to Harvey from Your World. You definitely want to check that out. That's in my community tab. Make sure you give him some subscribers, because Harvey is very good on. He's a real dude. Talk about some real shit when it comes to stuff like this. A lot of the newer people in the manosphere aren't really aware of him. He's more of like a satellite, like a lone planet, so to speak. But yeah. Nah, it's just, dude. My thing is, it's not that I'm dismissing other perspectives. It is that, dude, you don't understand how much we've had these conversations with different people over and over and over. It can't be that bad, Negro. I'm like, okay, come back to me when you really understand what it is. Because it sounds like these women ain't really told you the truth. They're selling you this story like, well, we can't be that bad, right? Like, dude, like, real talk. Like, I've already told you. the black community is a gynocracy. I'm sorry. I know you niggas don't want to hear it, but you all will never be able to be great black woman and go straight to the white man because the fact that you're not willing to deal with the black woman is the white man is really hiding behind the black woman. They're using a black woman to do their dirty work, and y'all don't even understand that. So you're sitting here with a leg tied behind your hand, your arm, trying to do some shit looking goofy. I don't understand how people don't get that shit. Oh, you hate all women. No, that's not what I said, but I'm telling you, this is structurally, this can't work. This is why it hasn't worked. No matter what form it takes, it doesn't work. Look at sector in real life, the church, the Hotep community. Any real sector has any real power. The Nation of Islam is an exception, but they're not a sizable body. What do you see? Bitches running that shit. Either in front or behind the scenes, the political sector. Any sector, what do you see? It's the same shit. It's not because weak, that's because men are deferring. But no, we're going to keep doing the same shit because that's all you know. And I'm like, hey, you can do that over there. You do you, I do me. Well, man, you can do that, but you ain't got to talk about it. You ain't got to talk about your option. I want to bring this shit up too because I haven't got an opportunity. I can't wait. You know, I definitely want to have a conversation with Mill on some of these topics because I haven't really been on some of these topics. I've been very supportive of him, and I am still, but I got to keep it real, man. Like, when it comes down to some of these arguments that Ramil was making, like he was making with BGS was on there, the argument of, well, black men wanna, like, what's gonna happen when black men, you know, get a big enough numbers and these men start coming to war with you? Girl, we've been there. Where you've been? Where you? I know Chicago is very. He says he's in Atlanta, but he's been through very segregated. But where you been at? That shit's been here. Fucking hell, Kobe Bryant. Look at what he went through. Look what he's going through. Bill Cosby. We already there. Jack Johnson. We're already there. Latins. We're already there. MS-13. The Mexican Mafia. We've been there. Like. Nobody, like men have been trying to keep black dick out of their women. That's been going on for like a fucking 200. And if it's not black dick, it's Muslim dick. It's going on in Europe. But the real talk, black men are never going to. You got to realize, man, when it comes to the passport shit, it's only like BGS says it's 17 million black men. So we take out 9 ADOs. So let's say it's 15 million black men. Out of that, you only really got to worry about 3, maybe 4 at max. Right now, I would argue there's about 700,000 black men that have passports. That doesn't mean they travel. I haven't traveled in a while and I have my passport. So passports don't mean shit. That's a first step, but that doesn't mean you're traveling. So the idea of it's going to be a long time before you ever get to like a million of the countries in the world. I don't understand that. And real talk, when black men start traveling, a lot of black men gravitate to women that look like them. And the diaspora, aka Afro of other races of women, for nothing more that they're not white. So there's a lot of women that dudes are not picking up when it comes to money. But that doesn't get talked about. I'll say this. Do you know how many Afro-Brazilians there are? I'm talking about black Brazilians, not no mixed. There's 200 million Brazilians. There's 100 million Afro-Brazilians. That alone. When you look at Europe, so, I mean, I don't get where all of that is coming from. That I think that is like hyperbolic. Because when you really spread it out, it ain't like the whole 10 million black men are just going to get up and then try to take over a whole group of women. That shit will be spread the fuck out like a motherfucker. Everybody has their sensibilities. We're not even talking about like darker Asians. Like there's not a big enough, the market is black people, black men that have the capability of traveling is not a big enough market to impact that in that way. It never has been. So this idea of as YH becomes more popular, and you mentioning Kim 123. Kim 123 is a bitch. Kim 123, and he gets on YouTube and says what he says because he will never squat up in front of a black man directly. You do better mentioning George Zimmerman. If you gonna say somebody, like real talk, that dude's a bitch. That dude and borderline gay, like, no. That's who you talking about? No. No, sir. That's who we're talking about. We're talking about that pussy ass dude. That dude ain't gonna do shit. That's why he mad. He probably done lost to. He probably loses to lames. Kim ain't gonna do shit. And by the way, those same Latin chicks that he want, if they like black dudes, they like black dudes. Like, it ain't like motherfuckers snatching these dudes in the heat of, snatch these females in the heat of the night or some shit. That's the first thing he said. The second thing he said, what I hear is on some, that's why black men need to invest in the community because there's money out here. Look, man, what BGS was trying to explain, because this was explained years ago, and it was explained to me because I made the same fucking argument. Please don't make me go and dig in them goddamn 8-hour videos if BDS puts them up. So I was saying the same shit because logically it makes perfect sense what you're saying, because I get that. But the problem is, like, I came to it from different conclusions. The problem is black women think like what Ramil's talking about when it comes to business. Black men, for the most part, don't. Black men are afraid of economics. This is why black men try to value themselves on how they look and talk game and all of that. Black men by default do not think like Ramil. This is why I was promoting Ramil so much, because he's a good example. I don't agree with everything he says, but when it comes to a business perspective, he's where most black men kind of need to be. Carl the Tactician, I actually said that beforehand. And they're very kind of cut from the same cloth. Because most people think if you in business, you some kind of Carlton looking motherfucker or some stupid shit like that. And that's fucking stupid. That's a part of the programming. But with that being said, what he doesn't understand is everybody is not mentally built to do business, because they haven't been, and I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about just, they have this thing where I call it Highlander syndrome, where they want to be the one. They don't have ability to work with other black men like what they need to, because they don't know how to prioritize. They want to impress that bitch, not get shit done. This is why when you look at, because Carl says the same shit in a not as pushy, not as a overt fashion. By the way, Carl the Tactician is another dude from Solo. That Ramil says when it comes to these chicks, these bitches are not important. At the end of the day, I know how fucked up they are, but y'all are making them way too important. And not even whether it's black bitches, white bitches, whatever. And his critique on SYSBM is y'all just trading black bitches for white bitches. Y'all are going red pill for black women, but remaining blue pill for non-black women. That's his argument. I know, because I make the argument. And I've said that a lot. That's why I promote people like Clutch and Donovan, because they don't do that. So it's like, if you're going to do it, this is the right lane. Don't think just getting away from black women. Because let's be clear here, when it comes to Kobe, like, white women tried to take him out too. That white bitch lied. So this idea that you can trust white women, I don't know where the fuck you niggas got that from. I don't like that's, yeah, man, fuck that black bitch. Oh, but Becky's the answer. No. I take them motherfuckers case by case, just like I take black women case by case. And I'm going to keep it real. I'm more likely to have a little bit more trust in the sister than a white bitch, because I'm going to keep it real. People don't listen to black chicks like they listen to white bitch. A white bitch can bring the whole cavalry on your ass just like that. A black chick, you know how she coming at you. They got 3 plays they run. As long as you know they full of shit and they always gonna do what's in their best interest, you see it coming a mile away. Pussy or sell you on that they're different. But once you realize they just, to a certain extent, at their base code, they're just like every other chick. black chick, and you know they on that gynocracy programming, you already know how it's coming. You know more about it than they do. Because they don't even know why they do what they do half the goddamn time. But a white chick can make up some shit and bring your ass down. Now, some dudes will come and go, oh, yeah, well, you the one promoting day now. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's no one size fits all solution. Every black man has to find out what works for them. And I completely agree with black men doing it unapologetically. And I support that. But still don't be goofy about it. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter what race. It is what it is. And by the way, AM1 was saying the same thing. Y'all, these bitches are too important. And I understand why and by the way, Mr. Research has been low-key saying that, to be fair. And I understand all the overarching things as to why the shit needs to be said. And I agree with that. But I'm not going to discount what that's being said. But at the same time, man, it's like there's a lot of dimensions to this shit that sometimes people miss. But coming back to my other arguments, my points with the Ramil shit, is when it comes to black men investing in a black community, that's 25% of what doesn't happen. Black people have a resentment for black money. They have a cultural bias against black people. It's not easy to start up. Most black people will tell you, you don't want to start. If you want to start a business, you want to get the white folks in. Because if you get the white folks in, the black people will come. You don't want to start off with the black people. Most marketers will tell you that. How to sell to the Negro will tell you that. So this idea that we can operate like every other group operates, black people have not been trained like every other group. We are the most economically, and the word is not invested, assimilated than any other race. Every other race has their own economy but us. And Dr. Claude Anderson's life work has been trying to solve that, a Rubik's Cube, and he came to a conclusion that it can't be solved. They're just not where they need to be because culture is the issue. Dr. Claude Anderson is the dude you want to read because his life's work has been trying to fix this, and culture is the problem. And this comes back to how the motherfuckers are being raised. Why are black women it's much easier to do business with black women by volume than it is black men by the same volume. Why? Because the women are raised on that education independent shit, so they value money because it's like their independence. Black men only see money as valuable as to how close it will bring them to pussy. That's facts. And this is why if you ever have a situation where we're now comparing who got money, who actually is doing shit, put your shit up, motherfuckers want to do everything they can to change that fucking conversation. I'm doing wholesale real estate. I'm closing deals. I'm getting this paperwork done. Ramil and Carl, AM1. I'm doing videography. I can travel how I want. I'm doing shit with white folks, celebrity, and all that. MOT, he trucking. I'll leave it at that. O'Shea, medical. And on the side, I got a 6-figure website that I created off investing my own money that's for these niggas, which it's hard to do it for niggas. You do that and you put that up. Fuck the I look good, the bitches choose me shit, because the bitches are not in the conversation. Niggas don't want no part of that conversation. Nah, fuck that, because now you're going to have to start establishing hierarchies based on who's gotten shit done. Nah, fuck that, nigga. No, we can't do that. I need the women because they know they want to campaign peacock for the hoes because the hoes operate on emotion. Men choose alphas. Look, if you don't believe how men choose alphas, look at the basketball court. It's based on what people look like they can do and what they've demonstrated they can do. But what they've demonstrated you can do overtakes what you look like you can do. Right? But that's not how women choose. Women choose based on looks. We have a zeitgeist of a black woman. No wonder the black community is where it is. And this idea, no wonder it is where it is. Nipsey Hussle's also another example. Why motherfuckers don't like to do business in the hood. So, the point is, I get a lot of these arguments, but at the end of the day, there's a reason why things are the way they are. And in order to fix it, you must first really understand the common denominator of why shit is what it is. And you can't look at your own personal bubble. I've been around black people that make 30, they look at the money they make per month, not per year. That they make, I know black women that make $30,000 a month. That are single fucking mothers. A couple of them. Your personal circle is not reflective of what everybody is dealing with. And I think people lose that. People keep on wanting to say, well, this shit, like I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. The shit around me, man, I've lived here for 15 years now. I've never known nothing but economic growth. This is the first time, remember I did that video talking about Cary? That's the first time I have actually seen in my home area shit not being full of people wanting to buy shit. This shit has been a constant. If I would have viewed the black community through the prism of where I'm at, or through the prism of what I see around me, I'd be thinking all you niggas ain't shit. And racism didn't exist. Not really. Anyway. I'm just running my mouth today. So there's dimensions to the shit. But I understand a lot of critiques on SYSBM. And them niggas need to hear those critiques and not like, you know, try to close ranks and if you free thinking black men, then actually hear what the motherfuckers are saying. Apple Valley, Minnesota is full of Blasians, black and Asians. I didn't know that. Zero hate. For real, man. And motherfuckers get mad. Motherfuckers get mad because they think you talking about Kobe. You think you dragging Kobe when he dead gonna mean something. Oh, well, that's an L for his family. According to who? Who the fuck are you? You notice how they don't say it's an L for his family with that Meghan Markle shit though, do you? Appreciate that, Flip Cool. But dude ugly. I would argue that at least 30 to 40% of the violence against other black men are activated by black women. Sending motherfuckers on send-off missions. That's 30%. That's like 30 to 40% of it right there. Nah, so it is what it is, man. I don't give a fuck. I just wanted to put that out there. So it is what it is. But shout out, you know, but I'm liking where the Manosphere 2.0 is going. I love the debate. I want to see AM1. I want to see y'all really get, because I think I'm telling you, AM1's got a lot to contribute, man. Obviously Ramil does too. Fantastic's been doing some, well, both of them have been doing some kick-ass panels. Like, you know, I'm glad to step my game up and start being able to get more panels. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, man, we are where we are. And motherfuckers keep thinking just like, oh, well, you know, we just gotta have a dialogue. Ain't really no point in having dialogue. Like I've got 7,000 hours in this shit. Like every rock that's been unturned has been unturned. The shit you motherfuckers are just discovering, I've seen. And we're talking about online. We're not even talking about offline. We're not even talking about the videos I've put up. And I ain't just talking about BGS. We're not talking, I mean, I could give you receipts. I mean, but at the end of the day, you got to understand the difference between what people want to emotionally be at and where logic is. And I'm not saying I know everything and I'm always right. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you notice these folks ain't got answers for a lot of the shit that gets talked about. They just try to write the shit off. They just try to write the shit off like bad credit, saying that don't count. They want to make what counts and what doesn't count. And it is what it is, man. Motherfuckers, oh man, Kobe, you know, Kobe Kobe took an L. Kobe did this. Kobe did that. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. At the end of the day, what y'all don't understand is y'all don't want to look at it as what is wrong with y'all to why dudes didn't choose you. See, it can't never be that conversation. The conversation always has to be, what did black men do to not get chose? So, anyway, he is underrated, but he'll get the promotion. Anyway, peace out, y'all.